Hello, and thank you for subscribing to Introverse Tech. This is a channel where we explore new trends and technologies, including cloud computing, Python programming, artificial intelligence, and similar. And today we're going to look at LMStudio. This is a tool that allows you to run LLMs locally, and one of the motivations for doing that for an individual or an enterprise would be to make sure that any data that they share with the LLM is not going outside to a third party. Rather, it stays on-prem or stays within the network. So, in addition to LMStudio, there are a number of tools like Olama. You have VLLM, and all of them are used to run an LLM locally on-prem. So this is the website LMstudio.ai. This is going to be a very quick introduction to LMstudio, and I'm just going to go through the basics of how it looks, what is the interface like, what all you can do with it. It's cross-platform, so available for Windows, for Mac, and for Linux. So what I have done is that I've installed LMstudio on a Linux machine. I'll just talk briefly about the environment. It's a Linux box running on Azure VM, and it is running Ubuntu 24, and it's 2 CPUs and 8 gigabit memory. So again, it's just for demonstration purposes. It doesn't even have a GPU, it just has a standard CPU. So the performance is not very good, but I just set it up this small environment to show you what is possible. But definitely, if you want to really have some practical usage, it would make sense to deploy it on a GPU and a bigger VM with more memory and more computing power. So let's go there. What I've done is I've opened an RDP session into my Linux machine. So let me go there, open that up. So as you can see, on top of the Ubuntu distribution, I installed SXCE, and that gives me a graphical user interface, and I can just go ahead and start using it. Let me open up. Oh, sorry about that. Let me just rerun that. I think it just was inactive for a while. Let me just log in. Okay, let's log in. So let's open LMstudio. So once you install it and run it, this is how it shows up. Now you can see here in the top that that's one of the models that I downloaded. It's a Coin 3-4 billion parameters, and you can see that it shows up here in my, indicating that this is the model. So if we have additional models downloaded, they will all show up in this, and you can choose which one to use to run your prompt as an example. You can go here to rename it. So I've just renamed it LMstudio Demo, and let's write something here. I have a small prompt that I will just copy here, and let's see. So like I said, the performance is not very good. So let's see. It shows that input tokens are 28. That context right now it's not. Once it starts running, it'll show the percentage, so much RAM and memory are available. So let's run this, and as I told you, it's a very small virtual machine, so the output tokens are not very fast, but you can see that it's running and it's generating that output. Now if you look here, I can also attach a file, and I can also add some extensions like MCP or RAG. I can install those integrations to make this even more powerful, and an additional option is to turn on Think. So once I turn that on, it just takes a little longer, because then it's thinking and then creating the output for us. So this will go on in the background. It's not as fast as we are used to running chat GPT or similar, but essentially all the uh, information that you're sharing will remain within the virtual machine that you're running, or if it's running on-prem, it'll not be shared with the third party. Okay, now let's look at some other options. So if you go here, we have the developer view. You can see um, you have the API calls that you can build. You have some window that provides like a troubleshooting window, and more additional information here about the model itself. If we look at the directory, that's where the model that I downloaded is residing there. And if I go into discover, I can then also search for more. And here, like, it's recently updated. If you're interested in which was the most recently updated model, you have a best match depending on what you're searching for, most downloads, and similar. So as you can see, it's very easy to select a model that you're working on. Let's see, let's put in something like, let's say, Mistral, and it'll show all the matches that it finds. You can then select the one that you have identified, and once you select it, you can then just download it, as you can see here, and it will then once it's downloaded completely, it will show up when we are running that query. So if you're going back to the chat and I select this, I can now then choose that Mistral or any other model that I download. So this LMStudio makes it very easy to run your own LLM locally. Over here on the corner, if I click that spanner, I get additional information about the model. So the context, the system prompt that you can issue to the model details that are set here. You can change these. I'm just using the, like I said, this is a very basic introduction to LMStudio. You can change those as you wish, and then some other changes that you make depending on the integrations. You can also change the appearance of LMStudio. You can change it here. So this was a quick introduction to running LLM locally. I hope this was useful and will give you some encouragement to go ahead and install LMStudio and run some local LLMs. So thank you very much for watching, and feel free to comment and like this video. Thank you.